So question 54 now. So I'm going to expand this single bracket here first. So because I can see 3h outside the bracket, the 3h will come here on the left, and then the 2 plus 3j will just go on the top. So 2 plus 3j. So 3h times 2, 3h times 2 is the same as saying 3 times h times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, times h is 6h. And then we'll do 3h times 3j, so 3h times 3j. So the 3 times the 3, well, first of all, the same as saying 3 times h times 3 times j. So first of all, 3 times 3 is 9, and then times by h times j, write it like this, so 9hj, and it's going to be positive, so write plus 9hj. Now for the second single bracket, I can see 2j, and then on the top I'm going to have 2h plus 3. So 2j times 2h, so do a bit of side working out here. 2j times 2h is the same as saying 2 times j times 2 times h. So the 2 times 2 is 4, and j times h is jh, but to keep it in alphabetical order we'll just write hj, so 4hj. And then finally 2j times 3 would be 6j, and it will be positive. Now we are ready to collect the like terms. So first I'll copy this down, 6h plus 9hj, then copy this down, 4hj plus 6j, and remember it's all plus, so we put the positive sign there. Now so far we're quite lucky, all the questions have been positive, so we have been able to just do it simply. When there's a negative number, when there's a negative here, sorry, we'll follow a slightly different procedure, which you will see when we start seeing negatives. So anyway, for this question, I can see the 6h is by itself, there's no collecting like terms, and the 6j is by itself, and there's no collecting like terms there. Then it's 9hj plus 4hj, which is 13hj. So that is the final answer. So now question 55. So because I can see 2y here outside the bracket, I'll write 2y here on the left, and then I can see 3t plus 4, which will just come on the top, 3t, and it's plus 4. So first we're going to do 2y times 3t, so 2y times 3t is the same as saying 2 times y times 3 times t, which you can write as, well, first of all 2 times 3 is 6, and then it's y times t, but to keep it in alphabetical order we're going to write ty, so it will be 6ty, and then we'll do 2y times 4. So remember 2y times 4 is the same as saying 2 times y times 4, which is the same as saying, well, 2 times 4 is 8, and then times y, so it will be 8y. and because it's plus here, it's positive, so it's plus 8y. So now we're going to look at the second single bracket, which we're going to expand. So I can see here it's a positive, it's a plus 3t. It's a plus 3t, so we'll just write 3t here. We can write the plus there if you want to, but it's not really important. It's important when it's a negative. If that was a minus sign there, then to write negative here would be very important. But the positive is not really needed. So then I can see 2 plus 5y, 2 plus 5y. So positive 3t times 2 is 6t, it's positive, and plus 3t times plus 5y is going to be positive, so 3 times, so if I do a bit of side working here to show that, so 3t times 5y is the same as saying 3 times t times 5 times y, which is the same as saying, well, 3 times 5 is 15, and then t times y is ty. So it's going to be positive, the answer is positive, so 15 ty. Now with positive numbers, the signs are not really that important, but when it's negative numbers, those signs will be vital. Okay, I could have just left this as 15 ty, and we know that that means plus 15 ty. So now to collect like terms, we've got 6 ty plus 8y, and then plus 6t plus 15ty. So because it's 6t, there's no plus sign there, so that means it's there's no sign, there's no negative, so it means it's a plus. However, if there's a negative here, then I know I'd have to write the negative sign down. With negative numbers, you have to be very careful. With negative terms, you have to be very careful. So I can now see that the 6t is by itself, there's no collecting like terms, so copy that down. And likewise with 8y, so copy that down, plus 8y. So we've dealt with plus 6t, we've dealt with plus ty. Now I can see here I've got 6ty plus 15ty. So 6 add 15, 6 lots of ty plus 15 lots of ty. So 6 add 15 is 21, so it's 21 ty, and this is your final answer. So remember, this might look like a lot of working out, but this was a bit of side working out inside this rectangle, which as you get better and better, you might not need to do anymore. So all the working out that I've done in this rectangle, you might not need to do in the future as you get better. But for the time being, I would encourage you to still do it for now. Question 56 now. So because I can see 4r outside the bracket, the 4r will come to the left here, and then I can see a 3 plus 4p, so 3 plus 4p will go on the top. So 4r times 3 is the same as saying 12r, and then 4r times 4p, a bit of side working out here, so 4r times 4p is the same as saying 4 times r times 4 times p, which is the same as saying, well, 4 times 4 is 16, and then we've got to do times r times p. So if we follow the convention and we want to write it in alphabetical order, so it will be p r, not rp. So 16 pr, and here's positive, so I'm going to write plus 16 pr. Now for the second single bracket, I can see 3p outside the bracket, so the 3p comes to the left here, and then 8 minus r will go on the top. So 3p times 8, if I just show a bit of working out here, 3p times 8 is the same as saying 3 times p times 8, So 3 times 8 is 24, so it's just 24p. And then 3p times minus r, so if I just do a bit more side working out here, 3p times minus r, we can write it as 3 times p times minus r. So the number comes first, 3 times p keeps it positive, but because we're times it by minus r, so the answer will be 3 times p times r, but the answer will be negative here. Where 3 times p is positive, so we've got 3p, and then 3p times just r would have been 3pr, but because minus r is minus 3pr, so we copy that down, minus 3pr. Now we are ready to collect like terms. So first of all, we're going to do 12r and something else I forgot to mention here, because it was plus 3p, wasn't it? It was plus 3p. So 12r plus 16pr, and because it's positives, so we'll just do plus 24p, and then here I can see minus 3pr. Now I can see the 24p is by itself, there's no collecting like terms, so write 24p down as it is, so that's 24p dealt with. Then the 12r I can see is by itself, there's no collecting like terms there, it's positive, so I can just add, so it's plus 12r, so that's that cancelled out. Then here I can see 16pr, take away 3pr, so 16 lots of pr, take away 3 lots of pr. So 16 take away 3 is 3, so is 16 take away 3 is 13, so it's 13pr. So positive, so it's add 16pr take away 3pr is 13pr, and this is the final answer.